Stop right where you are. Do not scroll past this moment, for this is not a coincidence, nor is it a random occurrence of fate. This is a divine subpoena, a final summons from the very heart of the universe, sent directly to your soul, because I have seen the heavy chains you have been dragging behind you. I have heard the whispers of those who sought to destroy your name in the dark, and I have felt the weight of every false accusation that has been thrown against your spirit. You have been standing in a celestial courtroom, exhausted and weary, defended by nothing but your silent tears and your unwavering integrity. But today, the atmosphere of heaven is shifting. The clouds of confusion are parting, and the high court of the Almighty is now in session. I am stepping onto the bench as your final judge, your advocate, and your protector. The evidence of your faithfulness in the midst of the fire has been recorded in the books of eternity, and the time for your public vindication has finally arrived. Your enemies thought they had the final word, but they forgot that I am the author of the beginning and the end. The noise of the world has been loud, hasn't it? You have felt the pointing fingers and the cold stares of those who misunderstood your journey. You have sat in the silence of your room, wondering why the battle has been so long and why the breakthrough seemed to stay just out of reach. There were moments when the voices of your accusers felt louder than my whisper. Moments when you felt like you were drowning in a sea of not enough and it's too late. They whispered that you were forgotten, that your mistakes defined you, and that your season of suffering was a permanent sentence. But I am here to tell you that those voices are nothing but echoes of a defeated foe. I have watched you hold your peace when you had every right to scream. I have watched you keep your heart soft when the world tried to turn it into stone. Every moment of your silence was not a sign of your weakness. It was a strategic preparation in the halls of heaven. Before I reveal the ultimate sentence I have passed upon your life and the destiny that awaits you, I ask you to acknowledge your presence in this divine moment. Press the like button right now to confirm that you are standing in this spiritual courtroom, ready to receive my word. Subscribe to this channel to write your name into the book of life of this community, ensuring you never miss a single decree I release over your future. By doing this, you are signaling to the heavens that you are no longer a victim, but a witness to my power. The gavel is coming down now, and the sound of it is shaking the foundations of every prison cell that has held you captive. Listen closely to the resonance of my voice as it echoes through the corridors of your heart. I am declaring over every area of your life, over your finances, over your health, and over your reputation, not guilty. The verdict is in, and it is in your favor. I have reviewed every tear you shed in the middle of the night and every prayer you breathed when you didn't have the strength to speak. I have looked at the trials you endured and the betrayals you survived, and I am ruling that your season of punishment is over. The debt has been paid, the record has been wiped clean, and the shame that was cast upon you is being returned to the pit from which it came. You are not who they said you were. You are who I created you to be. You are my chosen one, my beloved child, and the apple of my eye. This is the moment of your release. The doors of the courtroom are swinging wide open, and the path ahead is being cleared by my own hand. You do not need to fight this battle any longer, for I am the one who fights for you. Just as I stood between my people and the Egyptian army at the Red Sea, I am standing between you and your past. Peace, be still. The verdict of heaven is your freedom, and no power on earth or in the spiritual realm can overturn what I have spoken this day. I have been watching you, my precious child, in the deep silence of the nights when the world was asleep, and you felt the crushing weight of loneliness pressing against your chest. I saw you when you stood before the mirror, looking into eyes that had lost their sparkle, wondering where the person you used to be had gone. I saw the tears you wiped away quickly before anyone could walk into the room, and I heard the silent screams of your soul when you felt misunderstood by the very people you loved the most. I was there in the moments when your heart felt like it was being shattered into 1,000 jagged pieces, and you didn't think you had the strength to breathe, let alone keep moving forward. Do not think for a single second that your suffering has been invisible to me. I have bottled every tear recorded, every sigh, and felt every pang of betrayal that has ever pierced your spirit. You have walked through a season of deep darkness, a place where the shadows seem to stretch forever, but I want you to know that I never left your side. I was the whisper of hope when you were ready to give up the invisible hand that caught you when you were falling, and the silent strength that allowed you to stand up one more time when you thought you were finished. Your pain was not a sign of my absence, but a testament to the magnitude of the glory I am preparing within you. Consider the journey of my servant Joseph, who was cast into a pit by his own flesh and blood, sold into slavery, and forgotten in the depths of a cold prison for crimes he did not commit. In those years of isolation, it seemed as though my promises had failed him, as though the dreams I gave him were nothing but cruel illusions. But I was working in the dark. The pit was not his grave. It was the birth canal of his destiny. The prison was not his final destination. It was the training ground where I refined his character and prepared him for the weight of the throne. You too have been in a season of hiding, a place where you felt buried rather than planted. You felt like you were breaking, but I tell you now, you were not breaking, you were becoming. I have been using the heat of your trials to burn away the things that would have hindered your flight. Every disappointment was a divine appointment, and every setback was a setup for a supernatural comeback. You have been in the furnace of affliction, but look at your hands, they are stronger. Look at your spirit, it is more resilient. You are emerging from the shadows, not as a victim of your circumstances, but as a victor who has been forged in the fire. The very things that the enemy intended to use for your destruction are the very materials I am using to build the monument of your success. This is the divine alchemy of the soul, where I take the leaden weight of your sorrows and transform them into the pure gold of my purpose. You may see only the scars, but I see the credentials of a conqueror. You see the ruins of your past, but I see the foundation of a kingdom. In my hands, nothing is ever wasted. I am taking the bitterness of your betrayals and turning them into the sweetness of my grace. I am taking the emptiness of your pockets and your heart and filling them with a wealth that the world can neither give nor take away. You are not behind in life. You are being built. You are not lost. You are being aligned with a frequency of blessing that requires a heart as pure as the one I have cultivated within you. The pressure you have felt was necessary because I do not give big assignments to small people. I have been preparing your shoulders to carry the weight of a blessing so great that it will overflow to everyone around you. Your scars are not signs of shame. This is the divine alchemy of the soul, where I take the leaden weight of your sorrows and transform them into the pure gold of my purpose. You may see only the scars, but I see the credentials of a conqueror. You see the ruins of your past, but I see the foundation of a kingdom. In my hands, nothing is ever wasted. I am taking the bitterness of your betrayals and turning them into the sweetness of my grace. I am taking the emptiness of your pockets and your heart and filling them with a wealth that the world can neither give nor take away. You are not behind in life. You are being built. You are not lost. You are being aligned with my timing and my favor. And I am cultivating within you a heart that can carry what I am about to release. The pressure you have felt was necessary because I do not give big assignments to small people. I have been preparing your shoulders to carry the weight of a blessing so great that it will overflow to everyone around you. Your scars are not signs of shame. They are your medals of honor, proving that you survived what was meant to kill you. Breathe in my peace right now, and let the warmth of my love wash over your wounds. The process of transformation is reaching its peak, and soon the world will see the radiance of the gold I have been perfecting in the secret place. Before you go any further, I want you to make a faith declaration in the comments, because your words are seeds. Type, "I will not waste this pain." And if you can feel it in your spirit, edit, "God is refining me." I see your faith, and heaven is honoring your agreement. Trust the alchemist of your soul, for the beauty that is about to emerge from this pain will be far greater than any suffering you have endured. I know you look at the calendar and feel a cold shiver of panic. I see you counting the years, the months, and the days that have slipped through your fingers, like sand, leaving you with the terrifying sensation that you are running out of time. You look around at the world and see others reaching the milestones you once dreamed for yourself. The careers, the families, the stability, the joy. And you feel like a ghost wandering through a life that has left you behind. The pressure of the world screams that if it hasn't happened by now, it will never happen. You feel the weight of age, the sting of missed opportunities, and the exhaustion of a hope that has been deferred for far too long. But I am here to tell you that time is my creation, not my master. I am the one who stands outside of the seconds and the hours, and I see a landscape that you cannot yet perceive. Your too late is my just beginning. Your finished is my foundation. You have been measuring your life by the ticking of a human clock, but I am inviting you to step into the rhythm of my eternal heart. The delay you have experienced is not a denial of my promise. It is a divine shielding, a strategic pause designed to ensure that when the door finally opens, you are ready to walk through it with a strength that cannot be broken. Remember the sisters of Lazarus, Mary and Martha, who sent word to me when their brother was sick. They expected me to rush to his side to heal him in the way they understood healing. But I stayed where I was. I allowed the sickness to take him. I allowed the mourning to begin. I even allowed the stone to be rolled over the mouth of the tomb. By the time I arrived, 4 days had passed, and the world had already written the final chapter. Martha met me with the same words that have been echoing in your soul, Lord. If you had been here, this wouldn't have happened. You're too late. From a human perspective, she was right. Death was final. The stench of decay had begun. But I did not come to heal a sick man. I came to resurrect a dead one. I waited until the situation was impossible, so that the miracle would be undeniable. I waited until every human hope had withered, so that my glory could shine with a light that no shadow could overcome. You feel like you are standing at the mouth of a tomb, looking at the remains of your dreams. But I am standing there with you, and I am not mourning. I am preparing to speak a word that will bring life out of the very place where you thought everything had ended. There is a profound difference between Chronos and Kairos. Chronos is the time you see on your watch, the linear, relentless passing of minutes that breeds anxiety and comparison. But Kairos is my time. It is the opportune moment at the fullness of time, where the fruit is perfectly ripe and the stars align for your breakthrough. You have been living in the stress of Chronos, but I am pulling you into the peace of Kairos. I am the God who can compress 10 years of progress into a single day. I am the one who can restore the years that the locusts have eaten. Do not look at the clock. Look at my face. If the promise hasn't been fulfilled yet, it is because the atmosphere of your life is still being prepared to sustain the magnitude of what I'm about to give you. If I had given it to you sooner, the weight of the blessing might have crushed you. I am strengthening your character, deepening your roots, and expanding your capacity in the dark. The waiting room is not a prison. It is a construction site where I am building a version of you that can handle the glory of the palace. Trust my timing, for I have never been a second late in the history of the universe. And I am not about to start being late with you. I have seen the wounds that are hidden beneath your smile, the ones that sting more than any physical blow ever could. I have watched you replay the conversations in your head, searching for the moment where things went wrong, wondering how someone you trusted so deeply could turn into the person who sought your downfall. It wasn't a stranger who broke your heart. It was someone who ate at your table, someone you shared your secrets with, someone you protected when they were vulnerable. I saw the look in your eyes when the realization hit the cold sting of the Judas kiss. You felt a part of your soul die that day, and a wall of bitterness began to rise around your heart to ensure no one would ever get that close again. You have asked me why 1,000 times in the dark. Why did I allow them to get close? Why did I let them hurt you when I knew their heart? I want you to listen closely. I did not allow them into your life to destroy you, but to propel you. I permitted that betrayal because there were parts of your old life you were too loyal to leave on your own. I had to allow the hand you were holding to let go so that you would finally reach for mine. Think of the night in the Garden of Gethsemane. Judas was not an accident. He was a necessity. Without the kiss of betrayal, there would have been no cross. Without the cross, there would have been no resurrection. And without the resurrection, there would be no power. Your Judas was a divine instrument used to push you out of a season that had become a cage. They thought they were stopping you, but they were actually serving the higher purpose of your destiny. They were the ones who forced you to find the strength you didn't know you had. They were the catalyst that made you pray harder, seek me deeper, and stand taller. I am asking you today to stop looking at them as your enemy and start seeing them as your bridge. I have used their rejection to redirect you to a place of greater honor. They were never meant to go where I am taking you next. If they had stayed, their small vision would have poisoned your great harvest. I am moving them out of the way, not because I hate them, but because I love you too much to let their toxicity contaminate your crown. I want you to take a deep cleansing breath right now. Feel the air fill your lungs at the very breath of life I gave you. As you exhale, I want you to release the names of those who have hurt you. Breathe out the bitterness, the resentment, and the need for an apology you will never receive. You don't need their "I'm sorry" to be whole. You only need "Ma'i, I am here. I am the father to the fatherless and the mother to the abandoned." Even if your father and mother forsake you, even if your closest friend turns their back, I will take you up and hold you close to my heart. I am restoring the years of peace that were stolen from you. I am healing the fractures in your identity. The betrayal was not your fault, but the healing is your responsibility. And I am here to do the heavy lifting with you. Let the past go. It is a dead thing, and you are a creature of light and life. The people who left were simply making room for the destiny helpers I am sending your way. Stand up, shake off the dust of the garden, and prepare yourself, for the glory that is coming will make the pain of the past seem like a fading shadow. Do you wonder why the battle has been so fierce? Do you ask yourself why the arrows of the enemy seem to find you, even when you are hiding in the secret place of your own heart? It is because of the treasure you carry within you. No one shoots at an empty vessel. No army spends its most precious ammunition on a target that holds no value. The intensity of the attacks you have faced is the greatest proof of the magnitude of your blueprint. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I sat at the celestial drafting table and designed a life for you that is so brilliant, so impactful, and so filled with light that the kingdom of darkness trembled at the very thought of your arrival. You are being attacked, not because you are weak, but because you are a threat. You are being targeted because the enemy can see the crown on your head, even when you feel like you are wearing nothing but rags. I have placed a divine seal upon your spirit, a code of excellence that identifies you as a disruptor of darkness. The fire you are walking through is not meant to consume you. It is meant to reveal the indestructible nature of the royal fabric I have woven into your soul. Stop seeing yourself through the lens of your circumstances and start seeing yourself through the eyes of your Creator. You are not a beggar pleading for scraps of affection or crumbs of financial stability. You are not an orphan wandering through a cold world hoping someone will notice your existence. You are a child of the King, a co-heir to the riches of the universe. Royal blood flows through your spiritual veins, carrying the history of every victory I have ever won. You were created with a DNA that is encoded with resilience, creativity, and authority. When you speak, the atmosphere must shift. When you walk into a room, the shadows must retreat. You have forgotten who you are because the world has spent a lifetime trying to convince you that you are small, that you are common, and that you are insignificant. But I am here to remind you that there is nothing common about you. You are a masterpiece, a one-of-a-kind expression of my glory. The struggles you are facing are simply the resistance that comes when a royal heir steps into their authority. You are not being crushed, you are being crowned. If you recognize the royal blood flowing through you right now, I want you to pause for 3 seconds and feel the pulse of eternity in your heart. Press the like button to activate this DNA within your consciousness and subscribe to join the army of light right now. This is not just a digital action. It is a declaration to the heavens that you are stepping out of the shadows and into your rightful position. Do not just watch this as a spectator. Commit to your identity as a conqueror. By pressing that button, you are signaling to the spirit realm that the days of you living as a victim are over and the reign of your victory has begun. You must understand that the blueprint I have for your life is far larger than your personal comfort. You were designed to be a lighthouse for the lost, a healer for the broken, and a provider for the needy. This is why the pressure has been so great. I am expanding your capacity to hold the weight of the harvest that is coming. I am stretching your faith so that you can contain the abundance I am about to pour out. Your DNA is programmed for expansion, not contraction. I am speaking power into your spirit this very moment. I am activating the dormant gifts that have been hidden under the layers of fear and disappointment. I am calling forth the courage of lions and the wisdom of eagles from within you. You have been playing small for too long because you were afraid of the spotlight, but I am telling you that the world is waiting for the manifestation of who you truly are. You are royalty, and it is time you started walking with the dignity and the confidence of the King's own child. Every word I have spoken over you is a seed that is taking root in the fertile soil of your soul. I say you are forgiven. Do not agree with the guilt that tries to pull you back into the past. I say you are well supplied. Do not agree with the whispers of lack and poverty. I say you are healed. Do not agree with the diagnosis of the world. Your reality is not what you see with your physical eyes. Your reality is what I have decreed from my throne. You are a victor, not a victim. You are a leader, not a follower. You are the head and not the tail. This royal DNA is your protection and your promise. Nothing that is formed against you can prosper because the life that is in you is greater than the death that is in the world. Stand tall, my beloved. Straighten your back and lift your chin. The King is in the room, and his glory is being reflected in you. You are about to step into a season where your identity as royalty will no longer be a secret, but a celebrated truth for all to see. You feel the heavy blanket of silence, don't you? The friends who used to call every day have suddenly gone quiet, and the invitations that once filled your calendar have stopped arriving. The people you thought would be with you through thick and thin have drifted into the background, leaving you standing in a space that feels empty, cold, and hollow. You've spent many nights wondering if I've forgotten you, or if you've somehow failed so miserably that the world has turned its back on you in judgment. But I want you to look at this silence through my eyes, for in the kingdom of heaven, silence is never a sign of absence. It is a sign of intense focus. This is not abandonment. It is a divine separation. I have purposely quieted the noise of the world and pulled back the curtain of your social life so that you can finally hear the frequency of my heart without the interference of human opinions. When your phone stops ringing, it is because I have placed you on a private celestial line. I am calling you into a sacred isolation, a VIP room of the spirit, where the voices of men can no longer drown out the whispers of your Creator. You are in a season of hiding, but you are not being punished. You are being prepared. This wilderness is not your prison. It is your private training ground, the high-altitude chamber where I am strengthening your spiritual lungs for the atmosphere of the mountain you are about to climb. Think of the path taken by those who walked before you. Think of Moses, who spent 40 long years in the backside of the desert, tending sheep that weren't even his own. He was a prince of Egypt, trained in all the wisdom and the power of the greatest empire on earth, but he wasn't ready to lead my people until he learned the rhythm of the wilderness. It was in that isolation, far from the applause of the palace and the weight of his royal robes, that he learned to hear my voice in the crackle of a burning bush. Think of David, the young shepherd boy who was left out in the dusty fields while his brothers were being considered for kingship. He was forgotten by his father and overlooked by his family. But in that lonely place, away from the eyes of men, he was killing lions and bears with his bare hands. He was developing the skill, the grit, and the character that would one day sustain the throne of Israel. If I had put them on the stage before they had mastered the secret place, the pressure of the spotlight would have crushed them. You are currently in your shepherd stage. You are in your desert years. Every moment you feel alone is a moment I am using to etch my laws and my nature upon the very fabric of your soul. I am teaching you how to stand when there is no one to lean on but me, so that when the world tries to shake you, you will remain immovable. I had to pull you away from the opinions of others because you had become dangerously dependent on their validation. You were checking your worth by the number of likes on a screen, the warmth of the smiles in the room, and the fickle approval of people who are just as lost and searching as you once were. I am stripping away these false support systems, these spiritual crutches, so that you can discover for yourself that I am your only true and lasting foundation. In this isolation, I am healing the people-pleasing spirit that has kept you in a cage of anxiety for years. I am teaching you that my well done is the only reward that carries the weight of eternity. This season is a filter carefully removing the voices that would give you bad advice or lead you astray when you finally reach the pinnacle of your success. It is a season of necessary pruning where I am cutting away the branches that look green but bear no fruit, so that you can bring forth a harvest that will feed generations. The loneliness you feel is actually a hedge of protection I have built around you, keeping the wolves of distraction away, while I tend to your hidden wounds and restore the core of your identity. Do not despise this day of small beginnings and quiet afternoons. Do not rush through the silence, for the silence is where the deepest work is done. I am building your character to match the immense size of your destiny. Great structures require deep foundations, and the deeper the foundation, the longer the excavation takes. You feel like you are being buried, but you are actually being planted. You feel like you are being dug out, and it hurts, but I am simply making room. I am hollowing out the places of pride and self-sufficiency so that I can fill you with a double portion of my spirit, my power, and my wisdom. When you finally emerge from this hidden season, you will not be the same person who entered it. You will walk with a new authority that doesn't need to shout to be heard. You will speak with a new clarity because you have been listening to the source of all truth. You will love with a new depth because you have felt the depths of my love in your darkest hour. You will be unshakable because you have already been shaken in the secret place and found me to be the only thing that remains. The world is about to see the result of the training I have given you in the dark. Your time in the wilderness is not a waste of time. It is the investment that secures your victory. I am using this isolation to break the generational patterns of codependency and fear that have haunted your bloodline. I am teaching you to be comfortable in your own skin, and more importantly, comfortable in my presence. In the wilderness, there are no mirrors to check your appearance and no audiences to perform for. There is only you and me. This is where you learn that you are enough, simply because I say you are. This is where you learn that your value is not in what you do, but in whose you are. I am resetting your internal compass so that it always points toward my will, regardless of which way the wind of popular opinion is blowing. This season of being unseen is the greatest gift I could give you, for it is the season where you are most seen by me. I am watching how you handle the quiet. I am watching how you treat yourself when no one is looking. I am preparing you for a public platform that will require a private life of absolute integrity. Rest in the hiding. Lean into the loneliness. Let the world forget you for a moment so that you can be fully remembered by heaven. The door to the next chapter is already being prepared, but stay here with me until the training is complete. I see the war that rages within the four walls of your mind, a battlefield that never seems to know a moment of true peace. I have watched you toss and turn in the suffocating darkness of the night, your thoughts spinning like a whirlwind you cannot control. I know the feeling of that invisible weight pressing down on your chest, making every breath feel like a labor, and every morning feel like a mountain you aren't strong enough to climb. You have spent so much energy trying to outrun your own shadows, trying to silence the whispers of what if, and never enough that echo through the corridors of your soul. I see the exhaustion in your spirit, not just the physical tiredness that sleep can fix, but the deep, bone-weary fatigue that comes from fighting a war that no one else can see. You have felt like a prisoner in your own head, trapped by walls of anxiety and bars of depression that you didn't build but can't seem to break. But I am here to tell you that I am the master of the storm, and I am stepping into the center of your chaos right now to command the waves of your mind to be still. This is the battlefield where the enemy tries to steal your destiny before it can even take root. For he knows that if he can control your thoughts, he can control your life. He has sent the spirit of fear to haunt your footsteps, whispering lies about your future, your value, and my love for you. He tells you that your best days are behind you, that your mistakes are permanent stains, and that the peace you crave is a luxury you don't deserve. But I am rebuking that spirit of heaviness right now in the name of the light. I am exposing the lies for what they are, smoke and mirrors designed to keep you from seeing the path of glory I have laid out for you. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. I am reaching into the messy, tangled parts of your consciousness and beginning to unravel the knots of worry that have bound you for years. I am replacing the static of the world with the clear, resonant frequency of my truth. You are not losing your mind. You are being prepared to receive a higher wisdom. I am walking into your room at 3:00 a.m., the hour when the darkness feels the heaviest and the silence feels the loudest. I am sitting by your bed, watching over you while you struggle to find rest. I see the tears that soak your pillow, the ones you think are evidence of your failure, but I see them as liquid prayers. I am reaching out my hand and placing it upon your brow, cooling the fever of your overthinking and calming the frantic beating of your heart. I am removing that heavy stone from your chest, the one that has made you feel like you are constantly on the verge of drowning. I am breathing my own peace into your lungs, a peace that surpasses all human understanding, a peace that does not depend on your bank account, your relationship status, or the opinions of the people who hurt you. I am the God who gives sleep to my beloved, and I am making it safe for you to close your eyes and trust that the world will not fall apart while you rest in my arms. You have been carrying the weight of the world on shoulders that were only meant to carry my yoke, which is easy and light. You have been trying to solve problems that only I can solve, and it has fractured your focus and stolen your joy. I am calling you to surrender the how and the when to me. I am the architect of time and the weaver of circumstances. I can handle the details while you focus on the devotion. Every time a thought of anxiety rises, I want you to hand it to me like a withered leaf and watch me blow it away. I am teaching you how to guard the gates of your mind, to filter out the toxic noise of social media, the bitter words of critics, and the internal voice of the accuser. I am renewing your mind day by day, cell by cell. I am repairing the neurological pathways that have been worn down by stress and trauma. I am flooding your mind with liquid light, washing away the gray film of depression and replacing it with the vibrant colors of hope. I want you to remember that even when you cannot feel me, I am holding the line for you. When the fog of anxiety gets so thick that you can't see the next step, I am the one holding your hand, leading you by a way you do not know. You can lie down and sleep in peace because I alone make you dwell in safety. You are not a victim of your biology or your history. You are a masterpiece under renovation. The battle for your mind is already won because I have already overcome the world. I am the one who spoke light into the primordial darkness, and I am speaking that same light into the dark corners of your subconscious right now. Wake up tomorrow and know that the spirit of fear has been evicted. You are stepping into a season of clarity, of focus, and of divine mental rest. The heavy lifting is over. You are now entering the sanctuary of my rest. Do you hear the sound of the wind changing? Do you feel the atmospheric shift in the spirit realm today? For a long time, you have lived in a season of drought, watching your resources dry up like a creek in a scorching summer. You have looked at your bank account with a heavy heart, wondering how the numbers would ever match the magnitude of the dreams I placed within you. You have been faithful with the little, stretching every penny and making sacrifices that no one else saw. I have watched you give when you had nothing to spare, and I have seen you trust me even when the bills were mounting and the cupboards were bare. But I am telling you today that the clouds are gathering over your life, and they are heavy with the rain of my provision. The suddenly moment is at your door. In a single moment, the dry ground of your finances is about to be saturated with a flood of favor that you did not see coming. I am the God who provides in the wilderness, and I am about to prove to you that my supply is not limited by the economy of this world. I have seen the stress that has lived in your eyes, the quiet calculation you do every time you walk down the grocery aisle, and the way you hold your breath when you open the mail. That spirit of lack has tried to convince you that you will always be just getting by, but that is a lie from the pit of darkness. You were not created to live in survival mode. You were created to thrive. I am breaking the curse of poverty and the cycle of barely enough that has haunted your family for generations. I am opening the windows of heaven and pouring out a blessing so large that you will not have room enough to store it. This is not about greed. It is about the resources you need to fulfill the assignment I have given you. I am providing for you so that you can be a provider for others. The struggle is ending, and the overflow is beginning. Your faithfulness in the lean years has qualified you for the abundance of the harvest years. Listen to my prophecy for your life. Within the next 90 days, you will witness a wealth transfer that will defy human logic. I am moving pieces on the chessboard of the world that you cannot see. I am speaking to people you haven't met, and I am opening doors in boardrooms where your name hasn't been mentioned yet. Unexpected checks will arrive, in the mail debts will be canceled in ways that seem impossible, and business ideas will drop into your spirit with the precision of a lightning strike. I am the God who gives you the power to get wealth, and I am activating that power within you now. You have been a good steward of the crumbs, so now I am trusting you with the whole loaf. I am bringing you into a season where you will no longer be the borrower, but the lender. You will not have to beg for a seat at the table, because I am building a table specifically for you. This blessing I am releasing upon you is the blessing of the Lord that makes rich, and I add no sorrow with it. It will not come with the heavy weight of stress, the cost of your health, or the sacrifice of your peace. It is a gift of grace, a reward for your endurance, and a manifestation of my covenant. You are moving from the place of, how will I make it, to the place of, whom can I help? I am looking for a heart I can flow through, not just a heart I can flow to. Because you have kept your hands open in the season of lack, I can now fill them with the gold of the kingdom. Do not be afraid of the numbers. Do not let the spirit of not enough talk you out of your miracle. I am the God of more than enough, and I am about to do exceeding abundantly above all that you could ask or think. I decree over your finances right now, the gates are opening. The blockages are being removed. The thieves who have stolen from you are being forced to repay sevenfold. You are stepping into a frequency of prosperity that is governed by the laws of heaven, not the laws of men. Every seed you have sown in tears is now coming back to you as a harvest of joy. Prepare your storehouses. Clear the clutter of doubt from your mind. Start acting like the wealthy child of the King that you are. The rain is falling, the desert is blooming, and your suddenly moment has arrived. It is finished, it is settled, and it is yours. My beloved child, I have felt the weariness that has seeped into your very bones, a fatigue that sleep cannot touch, and that the world does not understand. I have seen you dragging your body through the day, forcing a smile while every joint aches and your mind feels clouded by a heavy fog. I have watched the toll that stress, trauma, and the long seasons of waiting have taken on your physical frame. I know about the adrenal fatigue, the way your heart races for no reason, and the deep, hollow exhaustion that makes even the simplest task feel like an impossible burden. You have been carrying the weight of the world in your muscles and the grief of the past in your cells. But I am the great physician, the one who knit you together in the secret place. And I am stepping into your physical temple right now to perform a work of restoration that no medicine can replicate. I am not just touching the surface. I am going deep into the marrow, into the very blueprints of your existence, to bring a divine alignment to every system in your body. Close your eyes for a moment and feel my presence surrounding you like a warm, golden blanket. I am releasing liquid light into the crown of your head, and I want you to visualize it flowing down through your brain, soothing the frayed nerves and calming the overactive pathways of your mind. This light is moving into your bloodstream, carrying the oxygen of the spirit to every extremity. It is flowing into your heart, regulating the rhythm, and healing the hidden scars of emotional trauma that have manifested as physical tension. I am speaking to your DNA right now, the very code of your life. Where there has been a glitch or a mutation caused by generational sickness or environmental poison, I am overriding it with my original design of wholeness. I am repairing the broken strands, clearing out the cellular debris, and commanding every cell to vibrate with the frequency of heaven. You are not just being fixed. You are being recreated from the inside out. I am touching your spine right now, the pillar of your strength that has been bent under the pressure of your burdens. I am realigning the vertebrae and releasing the pinched nerves that have caused you chronic pain. I am cooling the fires of inflammation in your joints and your gut, bringing a soothing peace to the places that have been red and angry for far too long. I see the struggles you have had with your sleep, the way your body refuses to shut down because it is stuck in a state of fight or flight. I am placing my hand on your chest and commanding your nervous system to come back into balance. I am resetting your internal clock so that you can find deep, restorative rest. The energy that was stolen from you by the spirit of heaviness is being returned to you tenfold. You will wake up with a lightness in your step and a clarity in your eyes that you haven't known in years. I am the God who restores your youth like the eagles, and I am doing it right now in the quiet of this moment. Believe that my healing power is circulating through you even as you hear these words. This is a covenant of health, a promise that as your soul prospers, so shall your body. I am removing the biological memory of past accidents, past illnesses, and past heartbreaks. Your body is no longer a storage unit for pain. It is a sanctuary for my spirit. I am breathing my life force into your lungs, strengthening your immune system to be a wall of fire against every plague and every infirmity. You are moving out of the season of barely surviving and into a season of vibrant, overflowing vitality. The scars that once throbbed with the memory of the wound are now becoming marks of strength. You are being rejuvenated, recharged, and reinforced for the great work that lies ahead of me. Walk in this health, breathe in this peace, and know that I am the Lord who heals you yesterday, today, and forever. Every cell in your body is now saying amen to my decree of wholeness. I have watched the empty chairs at your table. My child and I have felt the ache in your heart when the people you thought would be with you for a lifetime suddenly turned into strangers. I saw the confusion in your eyes when the phone stopped ringing and the invitations stopped coming. You spent nights analyzing your words, wondering what you did wrong, and trying to repair bridges that the other side was intentionally burning. But I want you to look at my hands today. I am the one holding the divine shears. I am the one who allowed those doors to close and those hearts to turn cold. It was not a tragedy. It was a relational detox. I am cleaning your inner circle because the atmosphere of your future is too pure for the toxicity of your past. I had to remove the narcissists, the gaslighters, and the energy vampires who were feeding on your light while offering nothing but shadows in return. They were not your destiny. They were your distraction. I am protecting you from betrayals you didn't see coming and from conversations you weren't meant to hear. Trust the silence I have created around you, for it is the sound of my protection. Right now, in this sacred moment of revelation, I am moving through the landscape of your life with the sword of my spirit, to cut the invisible chains, the soul ties that have kept you tethered to people who no longer belong in your story. I am severing the cords of manipulation and the webs of emotional debt that have made you feel responsible for everyone else's happiness but your own. You have been carrying the weight of their expectations, trying to fit your royal stature into their small, cramped boxes, but I created you for the expanse of my kingdom. As I cut these ties, you may feel a strange sensation of grief, but that is only the old skin falling away. Let them go. Do not try to chase what I have dismissed. Do not try to resurrect what I have buried. Their departure is the divine signal that your new season has officially begun. You cannot hold the hands of the destiny helpers I am sending if you are still gripping the ghosts of your past. I am clearing the deck of your life so that the true treasures of my choosing can finally find their place. As the space around you clears, do not be afraid of the quiet. The vacuum is being created so that I can fill it with kingdom connections that carry the weight of my glory. I am already orchestrating the arrival of your destiny helpers, men and women of integrity, who will see your value without you having to explain it. I am sending mentors who will pour wisdom into you, partners who will build empires with you, and friends who will cover you in prayer when you are weary. These are not people who will compete with you, but people who will complete the mission alongside you. And for those of you who have wept in the loneliness of your bed, I am preparing a kingdom spouse. I have seen your longing for a love that is pure, a partnership that is rooted in me, and a union that reflects my light. I am working on their heart just as I am working on yours. I am aligning your paths so that you meet at the Kairos moment, neither too early nor too late. This person will not be another project for you to fix. They will be a pillar for you to lean on. I am replacing the drama with peace, the betrayal with loyalty, and the loneliness with a divine companionship that will leave you breathless with gratitude. Trust the process of this bloodline refinement. I am making you fireproof by surrounding you with people who are already walking in the fire of my spirit. No longer will you be the smartest person in the room or the only one giving. I am bringing you into a community of giants who will stretch your faith and enlarge your vision. Your relationships are moving from transactional to transformational. You are being surrounded by a cloud of witnesses who will celebrate your success instead of whispering about your failures. The people I am bringing into your life will be an answer to the prayers you haven't even whispered yet. Stand firm in your worth. Do not settle for the almosts and the conveniences just because you are afraid to be alone. Your royal DNA requires a royal court, and I am personally selecting every member. I have finished the detox. Now I am beginning the restoration. Look up, my beloved, for your true family is arriving, and they will recognize you by the light you carry. You have often looked back at your family tree and felt a heavy, familiar shadow hanging over the branches. You have seen the same patterns of heartbreaks, the same cycles of financial lack, the same battles with addiction, and the same walls of silent trauma repeating through the generations. You have asked me in the quiet moments of your soul, why is my path so much steeper? Why do I have to fight battles that my siblings and peers don't even seem to notice? I want you to listen closely to the rhythm of my heart today, for I am revealing the secret of your struggle. You were not born into that family by accident. You were chosen as the interrupter. You are the cycle breaker. I allowed you to feel the full weight of the generational chains because I knew you were the only one strong enough, resilient enough, and faithful enough to shatter them once and for all. You have been carrying the burden of 10 generations on your shoulders, and the reason you feel so tired is that you are doing the work of an entire bloodline. You are the pioneer, the one who clears the forest, so that those who come after you can walk on a paved road. Every tear you have shed over the dysfunction of your past has been a drop of oil fueling the lamp of your purpose. The pain you have endured was not a sign of my displeasure, but the proof of your assignment. I have placed a spiritual hammer in your hand, and with every prayer, every act of forgiveness, and every moment of integrity, you are striking the foundations of the curses that have held your ancestors captive for centuries. I am looking at the bloodline behind you, the spirits of poverty, the spirits of fear, and the spirits of rejection, and I am declaring that they stop with you. You are the border, the end of the line, the thus far and no further of your family's history. The enemy targeted you so fiercely because he saw the curse breaker anointing on your life. He knew that if he could break your spirit, he could keep the cycle going for another 100 years. But he underestimated the fire I placed inside you. You have survived the fire, and now you are the one holding the flame that will light the way for your descendants to walk in absolute freedom. If you believe that the chains are breaking right now and that you are the one I have chosen to lead your family into a new era, do not stay silent. This is a moment of divine agreement. Type "I believe" in the comments right now to claim your status as the victor of your bloodline. By typing these words, you are sounding a trumpet in the spirit realm, announcing to every generational shadow that their time of dominion is over. You are anchoring your faith in the reality of my power. Let the world know that the cycle is broken and a new legacy of blessing is being established through your life. Your "I believe" is the final strike that shatters the iron gates of the past. Your children and your children's children will live in houses they did not build and eat from vineyards they did not plant, all because you were willing to stand in the gap and fight the battles they will never even have to know exist. They will walk with a confidence and a peace that your parents never had because you chose to do the hard work of healing. You are paving the way for a generational blessing that will ripple through time until the end of the ages. I am rewriting your family story right now. Where there was shame, I am writing honor. Where there was lack, I am writing abundance. Where there was chaos, I am writing peace. You are the hero of your lineage, the one I am lifting up as a monument of my grace. The work you are doing in the dark is producing a harvest of light that will never be extinguished. Rest in the knowledge that your labor is not in vain. The cycle is broken. The debt is paid. The future is bright. You have been faithful in the struggle, and now you shall be celebrated in the victory. My beloved child, we have walked through the courtrooms of heaven, through the fires of the alchemy of pain, and through the quiet corridors of the wilderness together. I have shown you the treasures I am pouring into your hands, the wealth, the health, the restored relationships, and the breaking of ancient chains. But as we come to this sacred conclusion, I want to draw you closer than ever before. I want to shift your gaze from the gifts to the giver, from the blessing to the presence. For while the gold will shine and the doors will open, the greatest miracle I have for you is not something I can give you. It is myself. I am the eternal covenant. I am the love that has no beginning and no end. I am the one who knew the number of hairs on your head before the first star was breathed into existence. All the suffering you have endured was but a shadow compared to the light of my affection for you. You have searched for this love in the arms of strangers and the applause of crowds, but you were always searching for me. I am the home your soul has been longing for, and today I am calling you back into the absolute peace of my embrace. Listen to the heartbeat of the universe. It beats for you. There is nothing you could do to make me love you more, and nothing you have done that could make me love you less. My love is not a reward for your perfection. It is the fuel for your transformation. I am agape, the love that gives without demanding, the love that suffers long and is kind. When you felt unworthy, I was singing over you. When you felt like a failure, I was already planning your restoration. I want you to surrender the need to earn my favor. You have it. It is yours by birthright, signed in the blood of the covenant. I am moving you from a relationship of transaction to a relationship of union. You are in me, and I am in you. We are inseparable. No height, no depth, no principalities, and no powers can ever pluck you out of my hand. You can finally stop running, stop striving, and stop hiding. You are safe. You are seen. You are cherished beyond measure. This is the eternal truth that will sustain you when the world grows cold. Now I want you to settle your spirit. Close your eyes and breathe in the stillness of my spirit. I am leading you into a prayer of final sealing, a prayer that will cover your life like a canopy of light. Holy Father, I thank you for my precious child who is listening to these words. I declare that every seed of truth planted today is now protected by the warring angels of the kingdom. I pray for their mind that it would be a sanctuary of peace. I pray for their heart that every fracture would be fused together by the fire of your love. I speak over their home that it would be a dwelling place of joy and a fortress against the storm. I command every lingering shadow to flee, for the light has come. I declare that they will sleep tonight in the sweetness of my rest, and they will wake up tomorrow with the strength of 1,000 lions. I seal every prophecy, every financial breakthrough, and every physical healing into their life right now. May your presence be their oxygen, your word be their compass, and your love be their eternal song. The verdict has been executed. The trial is over. The chains are dust. The desert is blooming. My silence was but the deep inhale before the shout of my victory in your life. Do not look back at the ruins, for I am making all things new. You are walking out of this moment as a new creation, clothed in the robes of righteousness and the crown of favor. The suddenly is here. The manifestation is now. I have gone before you to make the crooked places straight, and I will be your rear guard to protect your progress. You will never have to wonder if I am with you, for my spirit is now your very breath. Go forth in power, go forth in peace, and go forth in the absolute certainty that the Creator of the heavens is your Father, your friend, and your eternal King. It is finished. It is settled in heaven. It is manifested on earth. If you receive this verdict of innocence and these overflowing blessings, do not let this moment pass without an act of faith. Type Y receive or Amen right now to seal this prophecy into your life forever. Type it is done to lock this blessing into your reality so that no thief can steal it. Before you go join this family of victors by pressing the like button to signal your agreement with heaven's decree, and subscribe to ensure you are always aligned with the messages I send to your soul. If you feel led to sow a seed of faith into this word, your super thanks is a testimony that you trust me with your harvest. Walk in my glory, my beloved. The world is about to see who you truly are.